Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another NRL video. I hope you guys are all doing well on this evening, on this wonderful Monday night. My name is Cody, and tonight I'm here to give you my reaction to the 2023 NRL ladder that I created all the way back in March, January, February, whatever. This is also my first live stream since I did my 1,000 subscriber video. Obviously, that one was a disaster with all the internet connection and shit gone. But this time I've got a lot better, obviously, and just for the stream as well. I will not obviously be able to show like the video itself. However, I will be playing it in the background. It is loud enough, so hopefully each and every one of you will be able to hear it. But anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. But before we get into the video, or the stream rather, if you're new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on any content like this. I've got more amazing content coming up in the next coming days, and we're not too far away from the NRL draw being announced very soon, and I'm going to be doing a video on that as well very soon. But before we get into the stream as well, I just want to say hello to everyone who we got in the chat. So let's say hello to Warriors NRL Fanatics, Alan Jones. Sorry if I got your name wrong, mate. CJ Moxley and Josh Rabbitohs 2023. Hello, everyone. Hello, each and every one of you. I hope you guys are doing well as well. Without further ado, let's get into my 2023 NRL ladder reaction video, and it's not going to be good. All right, let's go.
Further ado, let's get into the ladder prediction video. And coming in at number 17 will be the St George Illawarra Dragons.
Wow.
Now, this is a bit of a surprising one. Now, a lot of creative.
All right. So for 17th, I got the Dragons. Now, I was only one spot off. They finished in 16th this year, but pretty much got it correct. They were going to have an abysmal season from the start. They only got only 5 wins and 19 losses. They were lucky not to get the spoon in 2023, as we'll get to another team very shortly. So this is pretty much the right call, but I was only one spot below, which obviously 17 is a new team now, as Dolphins came in this year. So 17th for the Dragons. I'm just going to skip through my video as well. It's very long. I'm not going to play all of it, obviously, but it pretty much is just explaining what happened in the preseason. I'm not going to show all of that.
Finishing soon as the
16th coming right now.
Joint venture club. Coming in at number 16, I've got the Gold Coast Titans finishing in 16th place.
Oh,
now, early ladder prediction.
Okay, so the Gold Coast Titans I had in 16th. They finished in 14th, I believe. So not another bad one. I got 2 out of the bottom 4 teams correct so far. And yeah, this year, I mean, they were up and down. I mean, pretty much the best thing the Titans for this year was they managed to score 26 points across many games, and they were leading against the Dolphins, and then they collapsed and lost 28-26. Justin Holbrook was sacked mid-year as well. I feel like the second coach to be sacked this year as well after Anthony Griffin. I should mention as well. Anthony Griffin was sacked from the Dragons as well, and Justin Holbrook was sacked from the Titans as well due to poor results. But Titans have got Des Hasler coming in for 2024. I do see the Titans finishing a bit better next year, but not much. That's just my opinion. But other than that, 2 spots off for the Titans.
Coming in at number 15. Coming in 15th. I've got the new team that's on the new kids on the block, the Dolphins, as they are called. The Dolphins coming in at 15th. Now, the Dolphins are the new team coming in the 2023 NRL season. They will have their first game against.
All right, so I had the Dolphins in 15th. Now, this one was obviously a bit tricky, as this is the first time, other than the Titans, I was experiencing a new team coming into the NRL. The first time since 2000 6 or 7 when the Titans entered the competition. We had from 16 to 17 teams. And for what the Dolphins did this year, they had a whole heap of experience coming in, like the Bromwich brothers, Cody Nikorima, Sean O'Sullivan, and Isaiah Katoa in the halves. I think that was a great combo, and many other players as well. And Wayne Bennett, my former South coach, miss him much. But I think for what the Dolphins did for 2023, they finished. They did quite well, and I expect them to be a lot better in the next coming years, or for next year rather. So not a bad one to start off with, and next one is not going to be fun.
Game this year, so I've got the Dolphins in their first ever season.
14th will be
coming in 14th place to round up my bottom 4 teams will be the West Tigers.
Oh boy!
Now, last year the Tigers had an abysmal season, claiming their first ever wooden spoons.
Wow. Okay. Well, to start, to be fair, Titans recruited well in the off season of 2022 into 2023. I think they did recruit well. Obviously, they did shit. They they finished lower than last year, and they got back-to-back wooden spoons, and only 4 wins as well this year. Oh my god! I thought they would do better. I mean, for bringing in Tim Sheen again, who had not coached the Tigers since 2012, was probably a good idea, but obviously it wasn't, and he got sacked in the last couple of rounds before Benji Marshall came over and took over, and he will be the coach coming. He'll be the coach going forward for the next 2 to 3 seasons, I believe. But the saga for the Tigers, Wooden Spoon is back to back. Can't remember the last time our team winning back to back spoons. I believe that was the Newcastle Knights who won 3 wooden spoons in a row from 2015 to 17. So if the Tigers do that again next year, it's not going to be good. And also for the Tigers in 2024, I don't see them improving at all. I'm sorry for Tigers fans out there. I don't think they're going to do good at all next year. Unless they can prove me wrong, then they're going to be finishing in the bottom 4 once again for next year. Well, everyone's just unhappy, very unhappy with the Tigers this year. And that's pretty much my bottom 4. So I got 3 out of 4 of the bottom 4 teams correct. Only the Dolphins didn't finish in the bottom 4. They finished in 13th. But yeah, like SS Stormfed said in the chat, even they signed Caesar, it's not going to be good. I mean, you've also got Adam Dewey, who's injury prone, still injured, won't be back to at least mid-year. So it's going to be a terrible year for the Tigers once again. Anyways, we are on to 13th now.
Tigers, but I definitely see them improving a lot this year, so I got them coming in 14th.
That was from this year.
Right, now we're coming into the part where any teams between 9th and 13th could finish, could make it.
Now, these are the teams who
not. So coming in at 13th,
finished.
I have the Newcastle Knights. Now, the Knights have been one of the better teams of the system.
Okay, my first bad one here. The Newcastle Knights in 13th. By round 16, 17. If anyone had told me the Knights were going to make the top 8, you'll be shitting yourself and bluffing. And like what they've done to win 10 in a row and to make a semi-final, it's completely blown my mind. This Knights outfit came out of nowhere in those 9 to 10 weeks. Like Ponga, Hastings, the Savidi brothers, Kurt Mann, Adam Elliott, other players as well, especially Dominic Young and Greg Marzu, who were the 2 top try scorers for the Knights this year. I was shocked for the Knights. I mean, they finished 14th last year. I expected them to do better, and they did. They delivered. And wow, 13th for the Knights I had for this year. And other creators and people had them around there as well. And then we had Warriors Fanatic says, I didn't have the Knights finishing in the 8. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think majority of everyone did it, and they finished in 5th place. Wow. Knights are so unpredictable. Yeah, they are. And how they're going to go next year is, like you said, unpredictable as well. Now, we move into 12th, and it's going to be shocking.
In 13th. Coming in at number 12, I've got the New Zealand Warriors.
Oh, here it
New
is.
Zealand Warriors are the most unpredictable team currently.
Okay, there's the Warriors. Where do I start? New coach, Andrew Webster. Sean Johnson, arguably the best player of 2023. Andrew Webster, new coach. Warriors finished in 4th, and they made a preliminary final for the first time since 2011. I mean, everyone was on the Warriors bandwagon, especially towards the end of the year. I think for Warriors this year, they were the most improved team of 2023, no doubt. I mean, none of our I expected the Warriors to do better, but I didn't think they would make the top 8 because, like, they still had they had Andrew Webster, who came from Penrith as an assistant coach, I think, and wow, probably my most shocking one until we get to the top 8. Warriors finishing in 12th, but they finished 4th. Well, good on the Warriors, and shout out to Warriors NRL Fanatics for being and hold the ball as well, being the most passionate Warriors supporters out there. Up the Wars, they deserved to make the top 4 next year, and I have high hopes for the Warriors finishing in the top 8 again next year, no doubt. They're not going to miss the top 8 next year. I hope that happens. Now, move on to 11th.
Coming in at 11th place. Yeah, this one's probably going to be the most controversial one, and I've got the Canberra Raiders coming in at 11th.
Okay.
Now, this one was a bit tough to place.
Okay, so like I just said, it was tough to place the Raiders this year because they're really unpredictable. And Raiders finished in 8th with a horrible points differential. They did not deserve to make the top 8 this year. But how they managed to stay in the top 8 is beyond me. And I know looking at what I'm wearing, I can explain that, but I'll get to my team when we get there. And can't believe it. The Raiders somehow made it. I think they didn't even win a single game 30 plus this year, which I don't think that's ever happened to a NRL team before, not winning a game 30 plus or higher. So wow. So but good on the Raiders for finishing in 8th, I guess. But coming next year, they're not going to make the 8. I'm just letting everyone out there know. Although I'm not going to do an early season ladder prediction like I've done for the last couple of years this year, or for next year rather. Yeah, I'm not. They're not going to do well next year. I mean, Jared Croker, is retired, and shit. They're not going to do well next year. Rays got lucky to get in the 8, not a great 4 and against. Yeah, I agree, Fanatics. They had they pretty much had the worst points differential between 1st and 12th. And that's saying something. I think Raiders did a similar thing, like in mid 2000s or so, like they had a minus 70 or something points differential, and they still made the top 8 somehow. And Moxley says here the fact that they got in over us is so disappointing. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Moxley. And they will miss Whiten. Yeah, that for sure comes to our side. Wait till we play against the Raiders when we do. It'll be interesting. Now we'll move on to 10th, I believe, where we are up to. Yes, we are.
The Manly coming in 10th place is, I think this team is going to do better, but not that much better. I reckon the Manly Warringah Seagulls will finish in 10th place. Now, I've got Manly coming in at 10th place.
Okay, so Manly did well. They did okay this year. I mean, they had a draw against the Knights, which was the first draw since 2020 when it was Penrith and Knights, funny enough. And to be honest, I thought Manly did start the season well. I mean, they had great wins. I think, shoot, I forgot who they played first game. Oh, yeah, first game they played the Dogs because they flogged them. And then their first loss came against us, against the Bunnies when John Sattler passed away that weekend. But they lost by 1 point. And wow, well, for Manly now at least, I see good signs for the Manly next year. I mean, they changed their logo last week, and I see good signs here for Manly. They have released a couple of players. I just don't know how they're going to do in 2024. I mean, Tom Trbojevic, last injury, he was out with a pectoral injury, which he got in State of Origin 2, I think, and if he gets injured again, Manly's not going to do well once again. And the most shocking signing so far, Luke Brooks going to Manly. That's going to be interesting. So he's going to partner with Terry Evans in the halves, and Josh Schuster will go into the back row. And, so Manly finished in 12th. I was 2 spots off, which wasn't too bad. Now we'll move on to 9th place, and whoever this team was, I was proved wrong.
And now rounding off the bottom 9, or bottom 8 if you still want to call it, or whatever.
Here we go.
Coming in 9th place, a lot of people are probably not going to be happy about it, but it's one other. It's going to be the Brisbane Broncos finishing in 9th.
Oh, fuck
now,
me,
this one was a
dude.
bit of a tough decision.
Where do I start from here? Seriously, Broncos were outstanding in 2023, finishing in the top 4, finishing in second, and making it to their first grand final since 2015, and they should have won against Penrith, but they let them catch up. But overall, I think for the Broncos in 2023, they were easily the most improved team, along with the Warriors. It's tough to say who was the better of the two. Obviously, you say Broncos because they made the grand final, but that's just an opinion. But yeah, Broncos weren't too sure if they were going to make the 8 or not this year, because if you remember from the last couple of rounds in 2022, they lost 4 of their last 5 games, and they were flogged. Like they were flogged against Melbourne. I think they were flogged against not against the Warriors. Para as well, like 60 points to 12 or something, or 53 points to 6 or something as well. Like what? And then think what Kevin Walters did for the team this year, outstanding. Anton Reynolds, Reece Walsh as well, unbelievable. Herbie Farnworth, who was going to be a massive loss for them next year as he's gone to the Dolphins. And I believe Thomas Flegler is gone as well. I'm not sure where he's gone to, but he's gone to a different club, I believe. And probably my stupidest one of my stupidest ones, Broncos finishing in 9th. Well, I'm going to shut up, and I hope Broncos do the same thing next year, except if they make the grand final again, they better beat the Panthers if they do, or knock them out of the finals. All right, now we move on to the top 8, and all I can say is my 8th place team. This is my most memorable one. It wasn't good.
In the top 8 now. Now coming in 8th place, this is going to be probably the more controversial one. In that, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs will finish in the top 8, coming in at 8th place.
Well, Bulldogs signed great players in the off season, and look what they did in 2023. They were overhyped. Pretty much, that's all I can describe. I mean, Burton, Josh Adokar were pretty much their best players, and yeah, they had a massive injury toll for the first couple of weeks of the season as well, but no excuses. They were overhyped. They were terrible. I mean, pretty much, they were probably the worst decision that I have done in 2023. Yeah, Gus Gould. I don't know what's in his mind at the club there. I mean, I think it's time for him to go. I mean, they'll like if I mean, yeah, sure, first season under Cameron Cruzado. Yeah, he has done an okay job, but I expected the Dogs to be better. I mean, they got Stephen Crichton coming from the Panthers. Unsure where they're going to put him. Probably, I hope they put him in the centres still most likely. Yeah, it's going to be a different squad for the Dogs next year, and I think best player for this year as well for the Dogs was Jacob Preston. I think for what he done his first year as well, and I think he had done very well. He was one of the Dogs' better players as well. But I'm not going to make this same mistake. If the Dogs are going to be like this next year, which they will, and oh, I just can't stand it. And Blake Taff as well. Oh my god, it's going to be such a shame to see Taff go, but he's obviously not going to get a start in the starting row with the Bunnies unless Latrell was injured. But we've got that covered for next year with Whiten coming to our squad, but he will play in the centres most likely. It's too early to call, but arguably my worst, along with one of them in the top four, coming up very soon. Yeah, let's just move on.
Coming in seventh place. Going to be dropping a lot after their grand final.
Oh, jeez, seventh place.
So I've got the Bulldogs coming in eighth place. Coming in at number 7 is a team that's going to be dropping a lot after their grand final loss in 2023.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Parramatta Eels coming in seventh place. Now, a lot of
Okay, so I knew the Eels would drop off, and I think for what they did this year, they did play terrible. Yes, couple of injuries as well. I mean, Dylan Brown was stood down for off season shit for like 7 to 8 weeks, and oh my goodness. Well, they finished in 10th, so not too bad for the Eels. All I can say is Gufferson was arguably the best player. Obviously, he carried the team along with Moses, and wow, and all the Eels supporters out there coming at me now that I didn't have them in their top 8, them in the top 8. Well, they they were close to making it. They would have had one more win, they would have made it. But oh well, shit happens, and all I can hope is Eels will probably be the same for next year as well. And just a couple of comments here. It says Bulldogs have not scored 40 since 2016, says Alan. Well, really? Well, Eels dropping out of the 80 is accurate. Yeah, pretty much. And Fanag says, yeah, the Eels dropped off. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. My internet just cut out there, and we were almost done as well. I'm so sorry about that, but it should be good now. Yeah, I thought no, it was only me. It just cut out. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, well, let's get back into it. Yeah, Eels. I think they won't do well next year either.
I've got the Cronulla Sharks. I definitely see him coming
Right,
in.
6th place we're up to now.
Coming in 6th place is a bit of a surprising one as well. Now, I've got the Cronulla Sharks finishing in 6th place.
Wow. Okay. So I got my first one actually correct. Wow, the Sharks. I've got them in 6th, and they finished in 6th place. Well, they made the top 4 last year, finishing 2nd, and I knew going to this year they would drop off. I mean, most of the year they couldn't beat a top 8 team until they beat my boys, which we were in the top 8 at that point, and I'll get to my boys very shortly. Spot on, well done. Thank you, Fanatics. Yeah, first one correct, and I'm pretty sure this will be the only one I'll get correct as well. But yeah, for Sharks next year, they need a halves combinations. I mean, Trindle is doing okay, but they need another halves combination with Nico. I mean, Nico's doing a all right job, and yeah, Sharks were up and down, but good on them for making the top 8, and I expect better things for the Sharks going into next year. Now we'll just move on to 5th place when it comes up. Come on.
Store.
All right.
5th place is probably going to be a bit of a tough one.
Yeah, imagine Luai.
Coming in at 5th place is going to be the Melbourne Storm. Now, what happened with?
Okay, so Melbourne Storm I had finishing in 5th. Okay, they finished in 3rd. They made that into the top 4 after missing out last year, but it was one spot off. I mean, Melbourne did great this year as well for what they did. I mean, they lost heaps of experience. That's why I didn't have them finishing in the top 4. Like they lost the Bromwich brothers and Felice Kafusi, who went all the way to the Dolphins, and Brian Paffenhauser injured as well. So he came back in round 25, and unfortunately, he's out with a serious, I believe it's a ankle injury. He's out for the foreseeable future and could be back before the season kicks off next year. But yeah, good on for Melbourne this year. Melbourne are going to be in the top 4 again, no doubt. Still had a great debut in round 27. Yes, he definitely did. The fullback, I think he's the fullback that played in that game, and yep, Melbourne they're going to be in the top 4 next year. They're going to be up there for sure. Got nothing else to say about Melbourne. They've been in they've made the finals every year since 2011. So at this stage, because 2010 obviously salary cap bullshit, but we'll move on.
Yeah.
All right. Now we come on to the top 4 now.
4th place is a bit of a shock, but it's going to be my team, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now I've got our team coming in 4th place.
Oh, fuck me. I had us finishing in top 4 in 4th place. We didn't even make the top 8, and we fell out of the 8 in the last round. Oh, one of my shocking ones as well. Where do I start? First half of the year was excellent. I mean, we going into round 11, we beat the Tigers, and we were in first place since 2019. I forgot what round it was, but it was around round 10 or so in 2019. But round 11, we were top of the ladder, and it all goes downhill after we lost to the Parramatta Eels at Allianz the following week in round 12. So to say that Rabbitohs had a shit year is an understatement. They had a shocking shit year this year. That's all I can say. And after round 12, we only managed to get 4 wins. Yes, that's right. 4 wins against the Titans, the Warriors in New Zealand, the Tigers. Oh, I think I already said the Tigers won in Tamworth as well, and our last win was against the Dragons. That Tigers game wasn't great of a win. Yeah, I mean, win's a win, but we still made the top of the ladder. And hello to Jared Troy in the chat as well. And to answer your correct question, will the Bunnies miss out on the top 8 again? I don't know, mate. To be honest, I think they can, but I don't believe they will. I think they will make the 8, but not the top 4. That's an early prediction there. Rabbits won't make the top 4. I'll be shocked if we do, but I should see our boys bouncing back. I mean, we had to travel to like Cairns, Perth, and Sunshine Coast because we didn't have any home games out of court due to the Women's FIFA World Cup. I mean, could have gone elsewhere. I mean, could have gone to Allianz. Could have came up here on the Central Coast as well, where I'm from. But no, they decided to go very far. Travel fatigue. Didn't have a single game in Sydney until we played the Roosters. And while I was at that game, that was not the best night. And I'll be doing a video on the Rabbitohs as well very soon as well, so stay tuned for that. But even being a Rabbit supporter, I'm still proud of my boys no matter what. Top 8, here we come. Top 4 next year, no. But yeah, this year was a shock. But I reckon at least the 6 games in a row, especially against when we won against Melbourne, which I was up at Magic Round for. I think that was the best night. It's the first time we beat Melbourne, like outside of like, it's a home game, but it was at Suncorp because it was Magic Round, obviously, and we finally beat them for an away game finally, but it wasn't in Melbourne. Only if it was in Melbourne, would have been a massive pop from me. But let's move on to the top 3, and top 3 is going to be shocking as well.
In 4th place. Coming in 3rd place is a bit of a surprise as well, but not really. I've got the Penrith Panthers coming in 3rd place. Now, you may say, yes, Penrith are looking to do a repeat. Well, I don't think that's going to happen in this year.
I was wrong. I think Panthers were even better than last year, to be honest. Yeah, they lost a bit of talent as well. But geez, Panthers are a machine at the moment. To come back down from 16 points in the grand final against a team who had improved greatly this year, and geez, I can't believe they did a three-peat this year. And congrats to Penrith. I mean, I've got nothing wrong against them. I just want to see a new team just win the fucking premiership. Excuse my language as well. But 3rd place, not too bad though. But I expect Penrith to be in the top 2 again, most likely. I mean, not surprised that they do finish first, and hopefully they. The thing for Penrith next year is who's going to beat them to get them out of the finals. I mean, we know Para can beat them. They lost twice to the Para in the regular season. They lost to the Broncos in wet conditions in the first round. They lost to my boys in round 8 by 2 points. I mean, we could easily beat them, but our record is atrocious, and we can't forget arguably the most shocking upset of 2023, where the Tigers beat them in pouring conditions at Bathurst as well. That was arguably the most shocking loss for the Panthers for this year, I bet. And Tigers might best win, but oh geez, Panthers are just too classy. Nathan Cleary, I'm gonna have to say this, he's pretty much going to be the best player going forward, and could be a future immortal as well. But he still needs to win the State of Origin series with New South Wales as well. But 3rd place for Penrith, I thought they could drop, but they didn't. So yeah, they're losing Crichton, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I mean, they got massive amounts of talent coming through their systems as well. It's going to be interesting to see who will partner in the centres for next year alongside Isaac Togo. Could be Taylor May when he comes back from his ACL. We'll wait and see.
think they will struggle that much at all. But they'll be a bit more beatable this year, but I reckon they'll finish in third place. Coming in at second place, I got the North Queensland Cowboys. In second. Now, after what happened in 2022 for the Cowboys.
Okay, here it is. I had the Cowboys finishing in second in the top four after they shocked us in 2022. I mean, this is what the Warriors did in 2023, except they did a lot better compared to the Cowboys. Except for the Cowboys, they finished in 11th this year. Well, we might as well call it second year syndrome, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case for the teams that did make the 8 this year. And as for the Cowboys, we'll start off with that 66-18 loss against the Tigers. And to beat the Tigers as well up there, 74-0, which I believe is tied third for the highest, third highest ever score in rugby league history here in Australia since 1908. Yeah, the Cowboys were up and down this year. I mean, they didn't have the best start. I mean, I think honestly that win against the Roosters at Magic Round was shocking, and it was great for them to win, and for them to beat my team 31 points to 6. And I think that was terrible for my team. But Cowboys' best period was when they won 6 in a row, and that began after they were demolished against the Tigers at Leichhardt over 66-18. We thought it would be the final game at Leichhardt, and that is obviously not the case now, as Tigers are playing 5 games there next year. And yeah, Cowboys, they had a shocker this year. And what do I see them in 2024? Well, I hope they could make the 8. But if they're going to be like this again, I don't think they will make it. But anyway, we all know who I put for first place.
Shocking result.
And it's not going to be, and it's a team I hate the fucking most.
Are going to have a big year. The teams that should have won it in 2022 is the Sydney Roosters. Now, the Roosters are going to have a big year this year. Sure, I might say I hate the Roosters here. I do hate the Roosters because of the rivalry between the Roosters and Rabbitohs, but that's on the field. Off the field, the Roosters are a great squad. They've got a lot of.
Okay, so Roosters finishing in first. They finished in 7th. I mean, they were up and down for about from start to midway. I mean, they lost to the fucking Dolphins in their first ever game this year, and we all expected the Roosters to be a great team, but obviously they weren't. I mean, they were lucky enough to finish in the top 8, finishing 7th, thanks to beating the Bunnies, which I was not happy. And yeah, Moxley, he says, "Come on, bro, Roosters are scum everywhere they go." Yeah, I know. Obviously, I wasn't thinking straight going into this year, but obviously, that was a tough decision. That wasn't not a tough decision. It was a stupid decision. We all expecting them to be better. Well, other than myself, of course, but other than the rivalry itself, I think the Roosters in their last couple of games at least, they went on to win, I think it was 5 in a row to win the season, and they got 7th place. And well, for next year, we're gonna crush them fucking bastards after what happened. I'm gonna give this a bold prediction. We're gonna smash these grubs 40-0. You watch out, Roosters. Round 3, here we come. But that's next year. But yes, Roosters, I had finishing in first. And so that was an ordinary 2023 ladder for me. I only got the Sharks correct, who finished in 6. Last year, I had 3 teams correct. Funny enough, I can't remember off the top of my head who I had where. But, well, think for this year, this year was an excellent year. I mean, this was the closest season we had in years, at least for the top 8. Was the closest ladder in years. This, with the addition of the Dolphins as well. This season felt completely different as well. And just overall, I think my ladder was okay. There was a couple teams off, and yeah. So Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, and Cowboys. They were three of my most shocking ones as well. And I guess you could say the Warriors and the Knights as well. But that's positive, not negative. But overall, I hope you guys did enjoy this stream. It's my first stream I've had for a long time, and I'm planning to do more live streams in the future. Just obviously got to learn it better as well. But anyways, thank you to everyone who tuned into this amazing live stream. I will be doing another one in the future. I just don't know when I'll be coming. And also, guys, just wanted to show you this Rabbitohs flag here is a Premier's flag I got in 2014, where we won the premiership, our last premiership. It's got all 21 years on there with one. That's going to be displayed in the background every video from now on going forward. So I hope you guys do like it. I mean, apparently I was told there were only 21 of these made, but that's I don't think that's correct, but whatever. But anyways, everyone, thank you for all joining once again, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, have a good night, and stay tuned for the next video.